It's The Franklin Show, live from Franklin with America's favorite adopted pup, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Lloyd Wright Sinatra Seltzer, and his friend and favorite Franklin dog adopter, Michael Seltzer. And I'm your announcer, Ann DeLisi, the cat adopter of Cadju Avenue on Detroit's East Side. Now, here's The Franklin Show.
Oh, yes. Thank you to my great band. Thank you to my announcer, Ann DeLisi, and to you in the audience and to you out there in television land. Welcome back to The Franklin Show, a very special edition. We're going to call this one That's Entertainment. We've got some great entertainers on this show. The unbelievable blue guitar legend, Robert Dempster, will be here live on stage, as well Michele Ramo and Heidi Hepler, tremendous artists, local artists. You're going to love them. And we have Max Brown, the musical director for The War and Treaty, those wonderful trotters, Michael and Tanya Trotter. That's entertainment, and it's coming up next on this very special edition of The Franklin Show. Stay tuned.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Franklin Show. I am so pleased to be sitting here with another legend, because I consider myself to be a legend, and you, man, Robert Dempster, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
God, I love you, man.
Hey, this is it.
So the blue guitar. You're so talented. And let's talk about the history of you. Dempster Designs. I mean, you started out designing, and
Right.
you continue to.
Well, it started in '75 when I started Artwear T-shirts in Birmingham. So it was really, really cool. It was the beginning, a different energy, a whole different platform here in the area, and it was magical. So we had people like Stan Cohen, the boot man, we had Mark Keller, we had all these people, and we had Cream Magazine.
Right.
We had all of that, and I started Artwear T-shirts in the back room of the Palladium, which was the Hupmobile plant, and I knocked on the door to the Powell building and wanted, because I painted murals and I painted most of Birmingham. I had a painting company.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get into T-shirts. There was a little room, 115 square feet, that was the dressing room for Alice Cooper, Rod Stewart, Bob Seger. They played at the Palladium.
Yeah.
So it was full of doors, and I knocked on the door, to Bud's Carton's door, and said, "Look, I want that building." He said, "No, no, 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 no." So about the 10th time he was sick of me, I said, "Okay, I want that." Cleaned out all the doors.
We have that in common, too. People get sick of me, too.
Yeah, well,
It's just,
that's the way.
Tenacity.
Persistent, yes, I'll go with that word. So anyway, then we ended up in that little building. The first exciting thing was, I knew I was on the right track when a little woman, older lady, came in. I was 25, and she looked around the room, and she goes, "Can you do T-shirts can you draw a picture of a sandwich, a man holding a sandwich?" I go, "Of course we can." Of course it was it was a nothing thing. And she called me back the next day, and she goes, "I want to order 29,000.
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow.
I knew something from above said okay.
Yeah.
So then we ended up printing.
What company was that?
That was Artwear T-shirts.
Okay, but the
Oh,
sandwich.
Gordon Food Services.
Oh, well.
Gordon.
Well.
So Gordon was nice to me. I still go to Gordon Food Services.
My favorite design of yours is the legendary classic WJZZ Jazz 105.9 Detroit.
Thank
and
you.
That's still a hot item, man. I go to a lot of jazz events, and when I wear my WJZZ T-shirt, people are like, "Whoa, you know jazz."
It's iconic, and
Yeah.
it's so cool. That was designed in about '77. I did the decals. We did the T-shirts. I think they've sold. I started calculating. which I didn't get any residuals.
I was just going to say,
No.
you're getting royalties from
No.
that. Like I get
Zero.
royalties from this.
Exactly. And then when I talked to those
Bubkiss,
people,
baby.
zero. They've sold over $1 million worth, if not more.
Yeah.
So I mean, I got
But
no shekels. I
you
got nothing.
You got to feel proud though when you see
Oh, I am.
that legendary, and that was such a great radio station, and so that's another thing.
Yeah,
but you're still doing a little of that Dempster design
Oh
stuff?
yeah,
yeah.
And then from Artware I went to Speedy Tees, and we had 7 franchises.
Huh?
So I got into the franchise building business, and
Yeah.
then I'm just not a guy. You have a franchise, you got to really control people, and I'm not into that. So then I started Dempster Designs signage,
Yeah.
and doing my art, and I traveled around America, Santa Fe, Seattle,
Yeah.
Sedona, New York,
Wow.
and did my artwork, and now signage, and there's signs everywhere.
And I see them everywhere, and I know they're yours, so that's a good thing. But now your musical empire.
Yes.
You're out there performing. You're all over the Detroit metropolitan area, and you're fabulous. You're fun. You're crazy. You're colorful. I mean, anybody who sees Dempster perform falls in love.
Well, thank you.
It's the hair and the clothes and the whole vibe.
I got a great team, and we're born with this energy. You wonder how.
Yeah, you and I, man.
If you're born with creativity,
Yeah,
right?
right.
My whole thing is
Can't help
to
yourself.
inspire.
Yeah.
My whole goal is, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest of 9. I left home at 16. And my goal always was to inspire. You go out onto the world,
Yeah.
you never know,
Right.
but to inspire and say, you know what, you can do this too. I mean, we have to solve problems creatively.
And never say never. I'm persistent, you're persistent, that's part of what makes us click. You and I have been friends for a long time. I love you, man. And I want to see you perform. And our audience is going to see you perform a couple of great songs coming up right after these messages. Thank you, Robert Dempster.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. All right, everybody, stay tuned.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Oh, wow, and welcome back, everybody. Look at this audience. Can you believe this audience? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and a privilege to introduce to you the legendary Robert Dempster. All right.
Let's go, Bloomfield Township. There's a world where we can dream. Take out your canvas and paint your scene. Blue skies, yellow sun and love in your eyes. And I see you see me, living in this world so happily. Blue skies, yellow sun and love in your eyes. And blue waters, green fields, I can see them, mountain streams in your eyes, I'll place a flower in your hair, I see your smile everywhere. Blue skies, yellow sun and love in your Out there on the horizon, there's a new spirit rising. Only talk of positivity. There's a new world that waits for you and me. Ah, yeah, man. You know there's a brand new world waiting for you and me. Come on, let's go. Let's start a conversation about a common destination. A world for you and me. A world of harmony. Because there's somewhere out on the horizon, there's a new spirit arising. Only talk of positivity. There's a new world that awaits for you and me. You want it all. You want it all. I want it all. But wait, don't we want it all? Please put down your cell phone and look into my eyes. Please turn off your TV, man. You may be surprised. Why? Because there's somewhere out on the horizon, there's a new spirit arising. Only talk of positivity. There's a new world that awaits for you and me. You want it all. You want it all. I want it all. Don't we want it all? Peace in the world. Peace in your heart. Peace in your soul. And peace from the start. You want it all. You want it all. I want it all. We want it all. You want it all. We want it all. You want it all. We want it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. The great Robert Dempster and Todd McIntosh. And look at this t-shirt designed
I like
by
it.
Dempster.
Yes.
Stay tuned, folks, for my next guest, Michele Ramo and Heidi Hepler on That's Entertainment on The Franklin Show. We'll be right back.
Look at that. It's so sad.
Welcome back, everybody. Look at that audience. Man, I love you people. God bless you. And all of you people up there in the cheap seats, you're fabulous for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, my two favorite artists here on The Franklin Show right now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Michele Ramo, Heidi Hepler Ramo. God bless you both. Thank you for being here. Let's start at the start. You came from Sicily.
Yes.
And you landed in New York. Is that where you started?
New York first for a short time, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
That's it?
That's in 1987.
Yeah.
I didn't speak English.
Yeah.
So
well, you still don't. So what
Yeah,
what are you gonna
yeah, I still have a big accent. It will never get away. Anyway, so somehow I made my way to Detroit.
Yeah.
Because Detroit is a very famous, jazz town.
For sure.
So I came to study with the jazz greats over here.
Yeah.
And one of my mentors became a full-time, it was Marcus Belgrave.
Oh, God bless Marcus.
So I was with him
yeah.
25 years.
Yeah.
Plus all the others, all the other greats
I was
too.
talking to Joan Belgrave recently.
Sure.
Because they're involved in the WJZZ.
Yep.
And so we'll talk about that another time. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know the Belgrade family very well. That's great.
Anyway,
That's
so
great.
I stayed here 12 years.
Yeah.
In 1990, I met Heidi through Musicians Barbecue. So we started gigging together, and then in 94, we got married.
Awesome, man.
And we've been doing this together 31 years now.
31 years you've been
Yeah.
performing?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you're so great. And the audience will be hearing you on stage shortly. But, where are you performing? All over the Detroit metropolitan area.
Yeah, our weekly schedule is beautiful cigar lounge in Shelby. It's I'm into cigars.
I know you are.
So it's
You always smell so good.
So it's a large community.
Yeah.
We're all friends in Shelby. It's
Yeah.
called Wild Bill's.
Yeah.
It's part of Churchill's.
Churchill's in Birmingham is where I go.
Yeah.
And I
So that's
like,
part of
Yeah.
Wild Bill's.
Yeah.
Actually, Wild Bill's owns Churchill's.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, then the Thursdays I'm at Hemingway,
Yeah.
Rochester Hills. Fridays at the Godfather, and every other Saturday at the DAC.
So when you're at the DAC every other week, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Every other Saturday.
So I had an event at the DAC this weekend. It was a wedding. And the first thing that happens is I walk in the door and they say, "Excuse me, sir, you have to remove your hat and tuck your shirt in." I said, "I just had brain surgery and hernia surgery. I can't do either one of those things." But I do respect that they have rules. I understand that.
Yeah.
But so you have to deal with that when you walk into a club, for instance, if you aren't properly dressed, you're going to get booted.
You're gonna
Now,
get booted.
didn't that happen to you once at the Birmingham Athletic
Yes.
Club?
No, it was at
Oakland Hills.
Oakland Hills.
Oakland
Country
Hills,
Club.
right.
Yes.
So tell that
So
story.
anyway, it's a funny story because
That's fine.
I just know that I gotta play my guitar, right?
Yeah,
In
right.
the back,
Right.
in the patio.
You're there to
So
entertain.
I set up, and I got first manager is looking at me. I said, "Man, he likes my clothes." Then the second manager comes in, is looking again, and now there are three managers looking at me.
Uh-huh.
The fourth time is they come with Tom Chelani because I
Yeah.
was playing for him.
Yeah.
And Tom says, "Hey, you gotta come with me to the pro shop." I said, "What?" So I gotta buy your pants. So, but by the time it's 6 o'clock, the tailor was gone. So now I got, because my size, the pants are so long. I mean,
And so Tom Chelani
Tom
has gotta
Tom is on his knees,
your
and,
tailor.
folding my pants underneath and put duct tape on it. So that's our story every time
That's
we
a
talk
good
about
story.
it.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so does my audience. All right.
Yeah.
And Heidi, let's talk about you. You're a beautiful singer, and you've been together all these years.
Yep,
What is your favorite venue? What is your favorite kind of music to perform?
Well, when we lived in New York, which was for 12 years or so, we put on many, many shows and organized guitar shows, because you have to be the organizer. You
Sure.
can't wait for the phone call.
Right.
And but before, just a quick thing, when we met in 1990, I was on my way to move to Rome. So I moved to Rome, just like a gypsy, really.
Yeah.
And sang around in Rome. And one year, we ran into each other in the middle of the summer in Piazza Navona.
Wow.
And I know it's a wild story. I had my motorbike, and I go, "What are you doing in Italy?" He's the Italian, I'm not the Italian.
Right. What are you doing in Italy?
Anyway, he said, "Well, when you come back, let's do something together." And then that's what happened. In '94, we started working together.
Isn't that sweet?
It's so destined.
Yeah.
And then we got married shortly after. So it's a fun story because
And living happily ever after.
Yeah.
And look how he's nicely dressed and everything. He's got nice pants now. And
a Dominic Pangborn tie
glasses.
too.
Oh,
Dominic,
very,
our
very.
friend.
I
So
was coming to see you, so I had to dress up.
Well, you weren't coming to see me, you were coming to see Franklin.
Franklin.
right.
He's the star of
we
the
love
show.
Franklin.
Well, you guys are wonderful and talented and spectacular, and I love seeing you perform. And we will be seeing you perform right here on this very stage in just a couple of minutes when we come back. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay tuned.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Okay, as promised, I am so proud to introduce to you my beautiful audience, my friends Heidi Hepler Ramo and Michele Ramo, performing here on The Franklin Show. Go for it.
Thank you, Michael. I'm Frankie. The other day, thinking of you, was walking down Fifth Avenue. I walked right into that new cafe and ordered coffee and sugar for two. Took a trip way downtown, the F train all the way down. And when I got up above the ground, I spun around. I was looking for you. No matter where I go, no matter whatever I do, I'm always thinking of you. What do you do today? Center Park, Times Square, Bleecker Street, I'm always thinking of you. The other day I was looking for you, was walking down 8th Avenue. Walked right into that new cafe, ordered coffee and sugar for two. The other day I was looking for you, was walking down Fifth Avenue. I walked right into a new cafe and ordered coffee and sugar for two. Took a trip way downtown, the F train all the way down. And when I got above off the ground, I spun around. I was looking for you. No matter where I go, no matter whatever I do, I'm always looking for you. What do you do today? Center Park, Times Square, Bleecker Street, I'm always thinking of you. The other day I was thinking of you, was walking down 8th Avenue. I turned the corner and jumped into a yellow cab looking for you. Always thinking of you, no matter whatever I do. Manhattan, Boston for two. Thank you. That was one of our original pieces entitled Manhattan Bossa, where we lived for many years. And now let's present a beautiful solo, Michele Ramo.
beautiful. Oh my God, Michele Ramo. I love that, and I love that, and I love you, Heidi.
Thank you, Michael.
Mwah. Oh, thank you for being with us. What a great way to wrap up an hour of great entertainment. Thanks to my guests, Robert Dempster, Max Brown, musical director of the War and Treaty, and my good friends Heidi and Michele. I love you guys. Thank you for being on the Franklin Show.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back, all of you folks. Thank you so much. Franklin is right here at my side. I said earlier that he may or not be present throughout the entire show because he has a barking engagement today, but he is here on the ground having a bone. And I am delighted to present to you the musical director of the great band, The War and Treaty, Michael and Tanya Trotter, Mr. Max Brown from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Max, welcome to the Franklin Show.
Thanks for having me, Michael. It's good to be here.
It's great to see you, man. You know, I've enjoyed watching you perform, and I've come to know you and come to know the Trotters very well. And I'm just in awe of your talent. And so I want to talk about you because you're so young and you're so talented and you're so loyal and you're always ready for the next opportunity. So where are you right now, by the way?
So I'm in my Airbnb in Golden. Sorry, I made that same mistake earlier. Wait, no, it is Golden, isn't it? Golden, Colorado, which is right outside Denver.
It's a beautiful place. I've been there.
Yeah, I wish I could show you. It's, you know, just
I've
rolling
been there.
hills, mountains.
My daughter lives in Inglewood, and she's trying to convince us to buy a place. And we were in Golden, and I was awestruck by it. It's a beautiful area.
It's it's kind of hard not to have that feeling when you're here. That might be a nice place to live.
Well, Colorado is a beautiful, beautiful state, and I'm a hiker, and I like hiking. In fact, she and I went for a hike, and we were attacked by a mother moose.
Oh, geez.
We were walking along a trail, and a couple of people told us, "Hey, there's a moose up there, and she's protecting her babies. So just be careful." And me being me, I want to plunge right in. So a kit and I go walking up this trail, and sure enough, man, all of a sudden there is an angry young mom. I don't know how young, but she starts charging us, and me and my daughter go running and zigzagging because they tell you to serpentine, So,
yeah. Well, and they're like 9 feet tall, right?
Oh, it's not like Rocky and Bullwinkle. I'm gonna put a picture up. My crack editor James Drum is gonna put a picture up of the moose and of the pizza that we had at I think a place called Fat Sal's. I have to look that up, but it's in Golden, Colorado, and the pizzas are as big as your head times 10. And she and I split this massive pizza, and it was
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're gonna be checking that out when we get off the air.
I'm gonna look that up after the interview and send it to you guys so you can go enjoy that. All right, so when did you start performing with Michael and Tanya, or start at the beginning? Where did you start in your illustrious young career?
Yeah, I got really lucky just with the growing up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. There was just a lot of kind of community for music education.
Yeah.
So my parents started me early. I went to a school called Ann Arbor Music School, which is or Ann Arbor Music Center, which is still there. It's a terrific school. This guy named Alex Johnson started, teaching me Black Sabbath songs and stuff like that when I was, 7 or 8, something like that. And
Wow.
so I started really early doing that, and by the time I was in high school, I went to a public school that had a small ensemble jazz program run by a guy named Mike Grace. Rest in peace, he just passed. And Mike's approach to the education was contrary to the standard public school jazz experience, which is a big band so that you can have this giant ensemble and include everyone. It was small merit-based groups where you play with there's one drummer, one bass player, one guitar player, one piano player, a couple horn players. So everyone has to actually fulfill the function in a jazz ensemble. So by my senior year, I was, was doing okay in my other classes, but I was doing really good in jazz band. And I was doing one hour long class a day on upright bass, one class on piano in the beginner band, and then two different bands on guitar, and spending a lot of time doing that, and also performing with rock bands around in high school, and went on my first tour when I was like 17, and probably made net negative $200 or somewhere in that ballpark. But
Right.
Started that stuff early, and then I went to Western Michigan in Kalamazoo. It was a great school, but also to get a few hours away from my parents, who I love, but 2 hours is a nice,
You realize
you
they
know,
will be seeing this interview. You understand?
yeah. But when you're 18, that's a nice little buffer to instead of going to U of M in Ann Arbor. So from there, I started playing around town a bit, and that's where I met Michael and Tanya. Was playing. I think I had like a jazz trio with gosh, I can't remember who. Megan Stagel, who's a great Chicago-based singer-songwriter now. We had this jazz night that we would do at Webster's, which is the steakhouse in Kalamazoo. And I think Michael and Tanya were just out to dinner when we all met.
Oh, you're kidding. Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a
Wow.
very serendipitous way for that to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
So
so
that
they
was,
were so impressed with you, they invited you to play with them?
and as the story goes, Michael said hi and then forgot to get my number. And
Oh,
so
that's Michael.
so it happened that I was playing with a blues band a few months later, and actually ran into him and Tanya again, because they were in Albion, Michigan at the time. So
Right.
that was just luckily I was playing 7 nights a week, and if you left your house, you might run into me.
That's crazy. And
Yeah.
so that was back, what year was that? Can you recall?
That would have, yeah, probably been the beginning of 2017, somewhere in that ballpark. And they were already, getting ready to gear up. And I think they had probably already been to Nashville once or so. They had started working with, they had met Don Was, and things were taking off for them. And they were just getting ready to start putting a band together. So it was perfect timing. I was already splitting my time in Chicago by that point. But I agreed to come down and do one tour in Nashville, and that was March of 2018. We took off for the first one. So I came down with the intention of playing guitar, and then it was really hard to find a good bass player. So I ended up playing mostly upright bass on that first tour that we did, and then for about a year after that.
And have things blown up since then. No, I
Yeah.
mean, I tell the story of how I met them, and it was backstage at the Concert of Colors in Detroit,
Oh,
which
wow,
is
yeah.
Don Was's annual event, and I've been a volunteer there for years. And so the Trotters were sitting in the dressing room in the green room, and I was backstage and watching the proceedings. And Ann DeLisi said to me, "Hey, Mike, will you go back in the green room and get that couple and bring them over here?" And I didn't know who they were. I thought, oh, they're visiting, and we're gonna have them side stage with us and watch the show. So
Yeah.
I go introduce myself to them and bring them forward. and we're standing side stage when all of a sudden Don announces them to come out on the stage, and I go, "Oh my God." I didn't know who these people were, and I don't think anybody did because they were brand new back then.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
was 2016, and they sang, I want to say "Rescue Me" by Fontana Bass, but I could be wrong about that. And uh, they blew the roof off the joint, and I was like, "Whoa, these guys are unbelievable!" And
Yeah, I mean that's
that was a premiere. Um, and then, of course, since then, I've come to, befriend them and beloved them and you. And wherever you guys are, if I can be there, I'm there, man. And so,
yeah. Well, I mean, we just saw we caught up with Anne. We played St. Andrews recently, and so we
yes,
went and
I know.
did some recording over at the oh gosh, what's the studio called? Great Detroit studio. I'm blanking right now.
Is it Jake Bass's studio?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, yeah, Jake was on the show a couple months ago too, and I can't think of the name of his studio at the moment, but we'll put it up anyway.
It'll come to me anyway. So but
Yeah.
everybody who was at that concert in Detroit
Yeah,
always brings it up as it was kind of the announcement of this great new thing that a lot of people weren't aware of.
absolutely. I mean, that was breathtaking, and of course, since then, you've opened for some of the greatest artists in the world, and now you're on your own doing your thing, and it's spectacular, and doing television gigs everywhere. Where were you just this week? I just saw something about
I
it.
think it's Saturday that Michael and Tanya are going to be guesting on American Idol. That
Oh,
just got
that's what I just saw.
yeah,
Wow.
just got announced yesterday.
Yes,
So
right, right.
I believe Saturday we fly out to LA.
That's awesome. Awesome.
And it's always fun for that kind of stuff to happen because, we're in the middle of a tour
Yeah,
and it just could not have worked out better that the 2 days we have off are the 2 days where they're filming the finale of this season of American Idol.
perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
And so you but you're the musical director, which means what? Describe what that is.
Well, so actually I was music director up until this year.
Oh,
So I
breaking
was
news.
MD from 2018 to 2025, and then Tom Davis, our bass player, took over music
Mm,
director,
okay.
and I moved into production manager.
Okay.
So with the music director job, it's primarily like a good example is we did this giant Ray Charles tribute in 2023, I believe, for Lincoln Center.
Yeah.
So we hired a four-piece string section, a four-piece horn section, and a three-piece background vocal section.
Mm.
The Shindellas, actually, which is a standalone group. They're terrific. So we hired them to be the Raylettes. So for for a concert like that, what the job really consists of is spending a huge amount of time writing out the sheet music for all Ray Charles's work and then organizing rehearsals with, a lot of the job does come down to herding cats, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
Because, you're trying to coordinate the schedules of, for that show, like 16 musicians who all it's not like everybody works from 9 to 5.
It's a big job, man. I know a lot of and I know the relief when they are no longer musical directors. I've known Van Morrison's musical directors forever, and they've changed up a little bit in the last few years. It is an all-encompassing project, and so you did it, and you did it very well, obviously. But
Yeah, and I'm sure you've met our bass player Tom, who's
I have.
tremendous and really doing a great job taking it over. And
Yeah.
so it's been nice to kind of move into what's a little bit more behind the scenes, though, as the band grows,
Yeah.
is also, big job.
Big job, right?
Yeah.
And, but I mean, I tell you what, if you've seen the War and Treaty and you see this guy on the stage, he's always smiling.
long dark road, long dark road, trying to find my way home.
He's always having a good time. That's a contagious and wonderful attribute. The drummer in Dave Matthews Band is the other one that comes to mind. And again, I can't quite come up with his
I think
name.
it's Clarence.
No, it's not Clarence. Clarence passed away. That was
Okay. That's
yeah, that was,
I was thinking of Clarence Buford.
yes.
Rest in peace.
Anyway, whatever. It'll come up. But he's also a musician that when you're watching, he's constantly smiling and enthused and happy, and it's just a wonderful thing to watch. And not all artists can do that. There's a lot of challenge involved in focusing your energy on what you're doing and being in the moment. But anyway, I enjoy watching you, and I mean that sincerely.
Thank you, Michael. I mean, I really feel like the more I pay attention to this industry and watch people's shows, and especially on that level like Dave Matthews, you can tell when people want to be there. You can't. There's no dollar amount where you can pay somebody to care about your music. You know what I mean? That's an innate thing that even at that level.
Right.
You can still tell if people are enjoying the music and sincerely want to be there. And, Dave Matthews is a good example. We just opened for him at the Gorge maybe a year and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen him before, and I never got it until I saw that show. Oh my God, what an incredible live show.
It is.
I saw one show and I was in 100%. Yeah.
I've seen Dave Matthews numbers of times, and it's always entertaining. And he's a crazy character to watch on stage, and crazy to hear, because he does some awesome things with his voice, and he's just he's a mesmerizing performer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of those acoustic guitar parts are incredible that he can play them while he's singing like that.
No doubt. Well, I just want to say how grateful I am to have you. I've come to know you, and I enjoy our friendship. I enjoy seeing you.
Likewise.
Yeah, I mean, I was there during COVID when you guys were in Ann Arbor at the Arc, and it was unfortunately closed to the public because of COVID. And I got a call, I think either from you or from somebody else in the organization that said, "Come on in, you can just sit in the Arc." And it was just me in the audience.
That was me. I could get you and I could get my mom in, and that was it. And you guys had to sit like on opposite sides of the theater.
We did. And Michael called me out I know you're out there in the audience somewhere, Mike Seltzer, I got a song for you. I mean, that was brilliant. So thank you for that. I greatly appreciate that.
Of course. Yeah. I'd be happier to get you into concerts with other people next time.
Well, that's okay. I pay my way. It's not a problem. All right, Max, so much pleasure you and the Warren Treaty bring. I am so happy for your success.
Thank you so much.
It's really, really wonderful. And, Michael and Tanya are just wonderful people. They're just loving, kind, talented as all get out. And the new album is great. The new tour is great. So I'm going to encourage people to go to thewarrentreaty.com and follow their schedule. And if it's in your community, go hit them, man, because you're going to love them.
Absolutely. We're out for another 4 weeks probably. We're doing mostly the West Coast right now, and then in July we'll be over in the UK and in Europe if anybody's listening from over there.
Oh yeah.
And then we're playing shows the rest of the year. If your city has a zip code, we're going to be there.
Well, I'm sorry I missed you at St. Andrews. I was still at my other home and hadn't gotten back here. I haven't missed too many of the local shows in Detroit.
Yeah,
They're
it's
special.
been unusual. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was there in Phoenix when you guys played in a small venue, and I can't remember the name of the venue, but
Gosh, yeah.
it was a really cool little club.
I
And
really like that spot too. We're gonna be in Scottsdale in a little bit if you're out there right now.
well, I'm back in Detroit right now for the summer, but
Yeah.
yeah, so we got to coordinate our schedules, man. I'm in Scottsdale from October to May. Will you tell your management team that that's where I am from October until May, and then I'm in Detroit from May until October. So let's
I think those are the better times of year to be in both places. It's gonna be
and that's why I do what I do. But I do this show. I do it every week. I do it from wherever I am, whether I'm in Scottsdale or in Michigan or in the UK. I did some stuff in Belfast with the Van Morrison Band.
Oh, very cool.
And there'll be some more of that coming up on his 80th birthday in August. And
Yeah.
yeah.
We had a blast opening for Van. That was
Yes,
that
you
was that
did.
was an honor.
I
Yeah.
was I can't tell you how pleased I was. In fact, I wanted to be the MC that night, but you guys don't use an MC. And so, because I wanted to say how much it meant to me to be there to introduce the War and Treaty and Sir Van Morrison. And you know,
Yeah.
the teams couldn't quite get
And
organized.
well, and theaters were still pretty I think it was the beginning of 21 and theaters were still pretty locked down
Yeah,
at that
no,
time too.
no, I know that. That was part of the issue as well.
Yeah.
All right, my friend, that we will be sharing some of your videos coming up after we take a break. And thank you, Max, for being here. And everybody in the audience, stay tuned for more on The Franklin Show. Max Brown and the War and Treaty coming up.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Just hold me to the words I say, and don't go looking somewhere else instead. I'll take good care of your coat and your hat, 'cause here is where the loving is at. I'll hang a light on the front porch, or maybe I'll stand in the front door. In my hand is a light and torch, 'cause here is where the loving is at. Oh, you bet your penny I'd rather go blind than to see my life without you. It wouldn't be right. Oh, when the morning comes, I'll be by your side. Oh, and if the sun refuses to shine, and all you got left is a watch that won't tell time, I'll pledge my love to you. I'm yours, you are mine, 'cause here is where the loving is at. You bet your penny I'd rather go blind than to see my life without you. my mind. 'Cause here is where the loving is. Here is where the loving is. 'Cause here is where the loving is. Oh my. 'Cause here is where the loving is. Na na na. Love in the sand.
Oh, wow, what a great show. I hope you guys enjoyed the great artistry of the great artists that we had on this particular edition of The Franklin Show. I love entertainment, and I hope you found it as entertaining as Franklin and I did. And we look forward to seeing you again next week on The Franklin Show. Bye, everybody.